right, good morning. We're gonna learn how to crop our pictures for our macro still life project. You're all supposed to take pictures of some different objects you want to do for this project, and I have an example of one right here. It's a little bracelet that I had that I really like, and I used one light source and a plain background as I was photographing it, which is helpful later on. And now we'll talk about editing it so we have a nice composition and we can turn this to black and white and make sure we have full tonal range. So first, I'll just click edit, and I'm going to go over here to cropping, the crop button, and click it, and then there is usually, oops, a ratio that I could go for. There we go. If I click that button there, then it'll give me some options for ratio, and I want to choose the 4:3 or the 3:4 ratio because that's the size of our paper. We have a 4:3 ratio on our paper. So what I want to do is come in and crop it, and I want to think perfect. See how it's showing me basically the rule of thirds. It's cutting everything up into thirds. That way I can choose a good composition for this so that I don't have it just plain and in the middle. I like things to be a little bit more off to the side. Okay, and I want the object to fill the space. I don't want a teeny tiny object in one little corner. I want it to fill the space. And so this one's off to the side. Maybe I'll just play with it a little bit more. And even if it gets cut off on the side of the paper, that's okay. And I'm going to just say that I'm happy with that for now, okay? Just so that I can show you everything. So I'm done with cropping, and now I'm going to go over to adjustments that I can make. And first of all, I'm not going to go to filters. I'm going to make the adjustments myself. First of all, I'm going to go to saturation, and I'm going to basically suck the color out of this picture so that it's black and white, because we're doing charcoal, and charcoal is just black and white and gray. So easy. Saturation, just take the saturation out. See, now I have it all colorful. Just take the saturation away. There's no color. All right, and then probably the most useful adjustment is the contrast. And this is where you could do other adjustments, you can mess with the highlights or exposure. If something's a little too light, you can make it darker, or a little too dark, you can make it light. See, there you go. Okay, so you can mess with that, but I think mine was okay. I'm going to recommend checking the contrast because you want to look at your picture and make sure that you have full tonal range. Remember, that means I have some whites, some blacks, and many grays in between. And that's what's going to make a nice balanced, interesting picture. You don't want a picture that's too bright, you don't want it too dark, and you don't want it too gray all over. You want a little bit of everything. So you can see how it feels. If I take away the contrast, see how it's getting too gray. But if I go for too much contrast, then I don't have all those really nice grays in the middle. I just kind of have more black and white. So you want to be careful. The contrast will help you pull some of the whites forward and some of the blacks forward, and then help you adjust some of the grays. But some of your pictures might be already good to go. I think mine's pretty good. Maybe just a little bit of oomph. I think I like it like that. Okay. So you want to have a good composition. You want to fill the space nicely, not just put your object right in the middle. You want to turn it to black and white. Excuse me. You want to crop it, fill the space nicely with the object, and make sure it's a 3:4 ratio. You want to pull all the color out of the picture so that it's black and white. And then you want to adjust it so that you have full tonal range. A little bit of black, a little bit of white, and many grays in between. And that's it. And then you can save. All right.